Hello friends, myself Muhammad Fahim Hassan, and in this video we are going to learn what is a provider in Next.js. And in this video we will learn it actually by doing a practical. If you want theory, you can learn on the internet, but in this video we are directly going a practical and we will create a theme provider in our Next.js application. So without any delay, let's start. So first of all, let's just talk about what is a provider in Next.js. A provider is a React component that supplies state or context to its child component. Or in simple example, if you have a data like theme information, either user is using light theme or dark theme. So this is a data and you want to share this data to multiple components because you need to style all of your components based on this data. So then instead of prop drilling, we use providers. And basically providers provide data to our component without prop dealing. So in this video we are going to create a theme provider. First of all, you can see this is the root directory of my project. Inside this source folder I'm going to create a new folder named providers. Inside this I'm going to create a file named ThemeProvider.tsx. Inside this file, first of all we will import create context, and you need to import this from React. Then I'm going to create context. So I'm going to name this theme context is equal to, then we call this function theme context. Okay. And I'm going to provide an empty or a default value to this, which is an empty object. Now I'm going to create our component, for instance, which name is export default, the same as we create our other components in our Next.js application. So I will type here export default function. I will name this theme provider. Okay, so this is same as we create a component. Inside this we will receive children, and because I'm using TypeScript, you can see the extension of my file. So I will also define a type for this in TypeScript. So this is the children we will receive. After we will type colon, and in the second object we will define child for this props we are receiving. So its child would be react node. So basically you need to learn a little bit about TypeScript, that how we define types for our props. Now inside this I will simply return this theme context that we have created using create context. Okay, so I will simply type here, theme context dot, you need to type here provider, and then simply the children we are receiving here, we will pass it as it is. Okay, and here we need to define its value. So here the actual magic is coming. Basically this is very important key. This will contain the value of our context. Okay, so here we are going to pass two values. Let me show you what values we are going to use. So first of all, basically this is the body of our theme provider component, and inside the body I will define a state variable. So first of all we need to import the use state from React, and then here I will type const theme and set theme is equal to use state, and then I will define the initial value for this like dark. So initial value of our theme would be dark, and the second is I'm going to define another function to toggle the theme. For instance, if user want to convert from dark to light or light to dark, so what we are going to do, I will simply type here const and toggle theme is equal to, I will type here set theme, and here I will simply type an inline code. For instance, if theme is equal to light, then change it to dark, otherwise change it to light. So basically this function will simply toggle if theme will be dark, it will turn it to light, or if the theme will be light, it will turn it into dark. So now here you can see we have defined an attribute. So here inside this value I will again define an object, and the first value would be theme, and the second value will be this is function that will use to toggle the theme. Okay, so that's it. So this was the first step, is by using create context we have we have created, or you can say we have defined our theme provider. Okay, now one important thing is you need to go to your app level layout file here, and here you need to import this theme provider. So I will type here import theme provider, and then if you scroll down you can see that this is the body element of your application. So inside this we simply need to wrap this children inside our theme provider. So what does it means? Now the theme provider value, we can access this value in our whole application. So whatever component you will create, so you will able to access this theme provider value, because each and everything is going to inside this provider. And basically this is our wrapper. You can say theme provider is wrapper of our application. Okay, and inside the wrapper we have defined our state, we have defined a function to update this state. And what does it means? So if this state value will be changed, wherever this value will be changed, those all components will be re-rendered. So this is very important for you to keep in mind about performance issues. Okay, in the last, just I'm going to teach you that how we can access the value of this provider in a component. Let me show you. For instance, inside our component I'm going to create a component, for instance, which will say like, let me call this AI war.tsx, or AI, let me name this AI news.tsx. okay, so simply same, I will type here rfce, and first of all I will change its name like this. Okay, so this is my component, and now I'm going to teach you how we are going to get the value that we have stored inside this theme context. So first of all you need to import the theme context. Okay, so obviously we also need to export this. Okay, so this is a theme context that we have created here. We also need to export this, and inside this I will import this. So I will type here theme context. So we have imported this from our theme provider component, and now we also need a hook, and that hook name is use context. If you ask me what is use context hook is, basically this is a hook. For instance, this is a use context hook. It will get a theme context and it will return you the value of your theme context. Okay, so that's why we also have now we have theme context and we have this hook. So let me type here const, and here you can see that we have this value. So in the same way we can receive this value inside this component is equal to use context, and inside the use context hook we need to provide our theme context to get its value. So simply first of all I will correct this component, and here instead of returning this div I will create an empty fragment, and here I will define a button, and button will say, or let me define a paragraph which will say your theme is, here I will print the value of our theme, click the button below to change it. And here I will this button will say toggle theme. Next, set an on click listener to this button, and once user will click on this button, just call this function toggle theme. And as you know, we define this toggle theme function inside our theme provider component, which simply toggle our theme. So now let me save this, and in the last we need to import this AI news component inside our page component. So you will simply type here import AI news, and then here you can see that we simply call this here. And now from here I will remove this paragraph. So I will open the built-in terminal inside our Visual Studio Code, and I will type npm run dev. Control click on this. So you can see that your theme is dark. Click the button below to change it. I would like to give some classes to my button, like a background color and a padding, so my button can look good. So you can see that your theme is dark. Click the button below to change it. So once I will click here, now you can see that your theme is light. Click button below to change it. Okay, now you can see that I'm easily able to change my theme. So now this is how you can get the value of this context inside any component without prop drilling. We just do two steps. First of all, we create our theme provider here inside the theme provider.tsx, and we just wrap out our application inside this provider. And now inside each component you want to use, you simply need to import this use context, and by using pass this context inside this hook, and simply you need to get the value, and you can use this value. You can use conditional statements to define the color of your elements. So friends, this was the video that what is a provider in Next.js and how we can use them in our application. Hit the like button if video was helpful, and finally, thanks for watching.